What are 5 things you need to know about watch collecting before you get started? Well, let's find out. Welcome back to the channel, all you watch heroes and nerds. And as always, I'm Chris, and I've been collecting watches now for over half a decade, but been unhealthily obsessed with them for much longer. Now, your boy here is no expert on watches, but if I do say so myself, I've picked up some very useful tips on buying, selling, and most importantly today, collecting watches. Now, I wanted to share with you 5 things I've learned as a collector, and if you are new to watch collecting, well, I hope this helps. And if you are a seasoned veteran in the watch collecting space, again, I invite you to leave your comments below with your tips for newcomers to the trade. Hell, maybe you've just got your first watch in a while, or it's the first one you've had in a while over Christmas and have started doing some research on them. Who knows, but whatever it is, we're here for it. Okay, so shall we see what I've learned so far? Well, let's find out, shall we? Buy what makes you happy. Okay, so on this one, sounds like a bit of a no-brainer, right? But honestly, and trust me here, we've all gone down a rabbit hole and followed a watch trend. Most of us have regretted it in the end. For me, it was somewhat of a double whammy. I fell into the hype for the Moon Swatch, and not only did I realise that it was a disappointing, flimsy piece of I bought 2, and one was even a fake. Yup, I got duped into buying a fake Moon Swatch. Speaking of which, up next we have buy from trusted sources. Look, there is nothing wrong with buying from eBay, Amazon, AliExpress, and of course in store at your local dealers. However, what you should always be cautious of, and again I learned this the hard way, is buying the seller. Look, a few years ago I did a guide on buying secondhand, and in 2025 it's still as relevant as ever. I won't go into too much detail with this, but the cliff notes is buy the seller just as much as the watch you are buying. Nowadays, eBay has an authenticity program which I think starts for watches at around £1,500. This means that you have protection when you are moving sizable amounts of money, but under this amount you still need to make sure you do your research and buy from trusted sources. Well, you need to do that regardless. Fakes are all over the place and at seemingly every level of the market, so rule of thumb is if it's too good to be true, that's a red flag. Take a breath and think about it before you make the jump. Looking at the Microbrands. A popular misconception with those who are new to watches often make is that you have just 2 choices, the budget brands or the more expensive brands, both being mainstreams. Although that may have been the case a while ago, it is far from the story of things today. Take a look at Microbrands, for instance. They have exploded in popularity over the last decade. These are independent, often one-man band owned microbrands that are offering an alternative to the mainstream brands that are out there and are often delivering high quality watches for the price of a budget brand. Now, there are 3 reasons why microbrands are worthy of your time. Firstly, high specs for a much lower price. Secondly is exclusivity. Quite often, these batches will be limited to a few hundred pieces or less, so you'll often be getting something that is unlikely to be on the wrist of somebody else. Finally, colorways. As microbrands are catering for a smaller niche in the marketplace, you can find colors, designs, and combinations that mainstream brands just don't offer, making sure that there is something for everyone here. Decide on a budget and stick to it. At number 2, we have another important public service announcement from your friendly watch nerd. Decide on a budget, and for the love of all that is holy, just stick to it. Watches can come from as little as a £10 Casio up to £1 million and beyond for monstrosities like this. So getting a watch that not only fits your budget but is also a comfortable wearing experience is important here. Watches are an amazing hobby, take it from me, but life always comes first. So make sure that your next watch purchase doesn't make you choose between paying the rent or eating. Get yourself a Watchbox. You'll need it. Finally, this is the only thing I'm actually going to plug today. If you are starting to collect watches, buy a Watchbox. Honestly, you will need it. Now, there are accessories I think are also worth buying as you step deeper into the rabbit hole of watches, but you will need somewhere to store them all in the meantime. I have a few watch boxes in my possession. Some were less than £10 off AliExpress, and others I spent shy of £100 on from Amazon. Have a shop round for your favourite. You can start small at 3 or 6 watch boxes and go up to 12 or 20 capacity watch boxes. Personally, I use a Pelican case for most of my watches. I also have a display boxes as well, kind of like display boxes. They're all pretty good quality and can accommodate most budgets. So yeah, take it from me, someone that has way too many watches, a watch storage box is definitely your friend here. And so there you have it, watch nerds. My short advice for all you new budding watch collectors. If you are new to watches and want to learn some more, please consider dropping a sub to this channel. Also, check out other channels on YouTube. There's plenty of creators out there, big or small, that offer some amazing insight into the world of horology. That's Watches for You Padawans. Now, just like I do with lists on here, reviews and opinions, there will be multiple lists and multiple different opinions, so make sure that you give everything a look. You can catch me on this channel, Awkward Horology, or another channel that I present, which is the much larger Watch Gecko channel. I'll leave affiliate links to the watch boxes below. Don't forget to give them a clickety click and look around. Take care, watch nerds, happy new year, and I'll see you all in the next one.